People always ask me, hey, Kuzzat, ChatGPT, is it taking over the developer's job? You don't need developers anymore because ChatGPT can do it, right? So now we should learn coding because ChatGPT is coding? That's a valid question for a person who doesn't have any background in IT. And it's like very innocent question. When I say innocent, it's like just because you don't have any background and you don't understand what's going on in technology. So one of the problems with our society is speculation. When the cryptocurrency was like storming the market like crazy, right? What happens? Oh, decentralization, all this jargon and technical jargons, right? Cryptocurrency is going to take over the world. No more dollars, no more paperwork, all this no more paper money, things like that, right? So what happened? There are some speculators. They blow up the market. They make so much money. And the rest of the people, they lose their money because they thought that cryptocurrency will take over the world. What happened? Very few people became billionaires. This crazy punk kids become super rich. And now what happened? Many of them went to jail. Many of them are wanted. And the most majority of people, they lost money in the cryptocurrency because of speculation on technology. And then you look at, after the cryptocurrency, it was an NFT storm, right? Non-fungible token. Like I was like looking at these people who's purchasing this freaking chimpanzee picture, like a image for a couple $1 million. I was like, something wrong there. You see, isn't it common sense? How do you pay a chimpanzee for a chimpanzee's picture $1 million, couple $1 million, right? So something wrong there. And people were investing in NFTs and saying NFT is the future, no more arts, no nothing, all these things. What happened? Now it became trash. Now, therefore, I think AI is a better one. But if you don't pay attention, there will be people using the same argument that they used or techniques they use in cryptocurrency and NFT to scam people. They're going to say AI is the future. Make this much money with ChatGPT. You're using ChatGPT wrong if you're not making $1,000 a day. I saw this kind of I see this kind of YouTube videos, right? If you can make $1,000 a day, why you bother to share with other people? Just make your money and double, triple your income. Just become billionaire. Let you become billionaire. Why you share with other people? Because you're so nice and you want to help the world? It is scam. So now all of a sudden you have all this AI kind of things that's coming. So I feel like people need to pay attention. AI is better one versus the cryptos and if you use properly or NFT. But the thing is also people need to watch out for the speculation in AI and more scammers will come into the market. That is something that people need to understand about AI. I think the second thing is this, right? I took courses about AI. I've been learning AI for more than 2 years. And I feel like I don't have enough knowledge to make authoritative, a comment about AI. And there are people watching a couple videos, they start becoming AI expert and giving all the advices. I think, guys, I think people need to pay attention when they watch videos on YouTube and they see the speculation. Like, who is giving that advice? What is your background? Right? Are you professor at Harvard? Are you professor at MIT? Did you invented AI? What did you do? Oh, you read a couple articles on the tweets and you follow a couple people on Instagram and that's what you learn and now all of a sudden you became AI expert, right? So people should not kind of blindly follow those people selling snake oils of AI in the social media. I think that's one of the advice I want to give them. Now let's come back to the question that will AI take over developers' job? Will AI take over coding jobs, right? If AI is coding. These questions is asked more by people who is interested in IT. They're interested in IT career. And what they're doing right now, probably they're driving truck, driving Uber, right? And things like that. If somebody's driving Uber and asking, if somebody's driving Uber saying, yeah, ChatGPT is writing code, therefore you don't have to learn coding anymore. The job will not exist, right? Or worrying about coding job will exist or not, right? So I think people in that situation, driving Uber, driving truck, in the labor market, where you're trading your physical labor for income, you should be more worried about what you're doing right now that is going to be replaced by technology than the technology itself. Because if you're driving truck, if you are waiter, if you are, a Uber driver, right? These jobs, because of AI, maybe 5-10 years from now, like even 5 years from now, I think the self-driving technology is going to take over. Uber, they're still not profitable. Uber can only be profitable if they cut off all the contractors, which is Uber is going to self-drive. If they're still losing money, look it up. They're going to be profitable when they, first of all, dominate the market in terms of market share. Number two, they cannot be profitable unless they cut off the drivers. I don't know how much drivers are making, 60,000, 70,000 by working 80 hours. Once they're gone, millions of drivers, they're going to save that money as a profit, right? So therefore, I think those people should be worried more about their physical job getting automated than the knowledge job that will get automated. Now, let's come back to this side, right? Now, physical job will be automated more because it's repetitive, low cognitive works, right? Now, let's talk about technology part. I would say because AI and a technology is eliminating lots of job, the safest place to be is AI and a technology. Does it make sense? I heard that somebody long time ago, I forgot the name, a person said, very wise person said, robots are taking over the world. I want to work in the robot factory, right? Same thing. If the technology is taking over the world, you should be in the technology because technology is the one eliminating the jobs. So while technologies are eliminating jobs, it will create more jobs, okay? So that's another thing. Now, when developers with using AI, for GitHub Copilot, things like that, right? It's helping people to write better code. I'm going to give you an example about why it's important to have the fundamental knowledge in coding and problem solving. My dad, when I was a kid, he adopted a teenager. He was a Uyghur guy who was got in Chinese jail, and he was like 15 years old, whatever. So my dad took him out of jail and said, he's your brother, I'm going to adopt him, things like that. So it's our family tradition. My grandfather also adopted lots of kids. So this guy comes in my house and he's living with us. One day we, as a family, we went somewhere and he stayed, right? And then we got a call. We got a call that he was in the hospital, right? We went back and we was like, what happened? This kid, he had some sort of headache, right? And he was like, I have like this strong headache. So he opened a drug cabinet in our house and he saw all the medicines. And he's like, I don't know which one is going to be for headache, but if I take all of them, one by one of them will work out. Poor kid, he ended up in the hospital, almost died, right? So I believe, people using AI to code, it's like that kids, if they don't have the foundation of coding, because ChatGPT is going to hallucinate. ChatGPT is going to give you a wrong answer, right? ChatGPT is going to give you all the answers that may not work for your specific project or your specific problem. It's going to give you a very general answer. Is ChatGPT good? Yes. It is empowering you. It's like having a smart friend that is your in the programming, there's a concept called peer programming, right? You two guys coming together, they're helping each other to code better, right? So you have a peer that is helping you to code better, but you have to know the coding first to be able to work with ChatGPT. You cannot just copy the code and paste it there and it's expecting to build software. Now, therefore, in a time of AI, co-pilots like developers, right? Let's say, in the time of people writing better codes with AI, so what's going to happen is, used to be, you will have very, very top developers solving certain problems, right? And they were the best, right? So, they were coding better than others, right? Like elite programmers. Now, what is going to happen was, with help of AI, I believe average programmer will become better programmer. Would you agree with that? Because you're using AI, you have a very smart teacher there, like a programming mentor, helping you to code better. Therefore, before people at work, right, you face an issue in coding, you have to Google, you have to go to YouTube, you have to go to Stack Overflow, you have to go to some forums and see that, Quora, whatever those websites, I can't even pronounce the name. So you go all over the world looking for answer online. Let's say this one single problem took you 3 days to solve because you have to look for all the answers online. Now ChatGPT knows all these answers and can help you better. So still you have to solve the problem. Now instead of going to Stack Overflow, YouTube, Google, all the websites, clicking the link one by one, going to 19th page of Google, ChatGPT is giving you some sort of answers that you can have conversational method with the ChatGPT to solve your problem faster. Therefore, all of a sudden, with ChatGPT, average developer will become good developer. Now, if average developer become good developer, what's going to happen to good developers? That's the question. In the time of ChatGPT and AI, I think good developers they will solve more strategic problems. Now, with your foundation of your technical skill set, you know how to solve problem, you know how to create solution, right? You have this analytical thinking skills, right? ChatGPT will enable those developers to take on bigger, better, more strategic tasks. While used to be, they have to spend some coding problems, solve some basic coding problems. That is the way. Now, if that happens, what is going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. Developers can solve more problems. Therefore, the cost of starting a tech company will be much lower than before. The cost of solving problem with technology to build a software will be cheaper than before. Now what's going to happen? There will be more entrepreneurship. There will be more innovation in technology. There are unlimited unsolved problems in this world. Now, if technology is empowering the developers and the problem solvers, those people in the knowledge market to solve those problems, even in the bigger scale, of course, you're going to have more demand for those jobs. That's why in the time of AI, the best place to be as a career is you need to be in the technology and the AI. So for many people, they also have unrealistic expectation. They're like, I want to become a data scientist. Yeah, fine. But you're driving truck now. You're driving Uber now. You're doing waiter now, right? And some of you guys even don't have a college degree. To become a machine learning engineer, to become a data scientist, it's a process. You cannot just all of a sudden take a 12 weeks coding bootcamp to become data science. I don't know how people are selling this kind of thing. So for me, what is realistic is this. There are still lots of jobs in technology, right? So your job is, first of all, because you're in the labor market, okay? You're in the labor market, right? So let's say you're driving Uber, things like that. People in the labor market, their hourly rate is low. Therefore, to make up $50,000, they have to work lots of hours, let's say 60 hours, 70 hours a week. Some people, if their hourly rate is low. Therefore, just to cover their basic minimum expenditure, their rent, their bills, things like that, they have to work all the time. And then they make this money that are living paycheck to paycheck. They make the money and they pay the rent, nothing left. The cycle repeats, right? So how can you improve yourself if you're working all the time? Some people, it's not about money. To move up from the labor market to the knowledge market, you need to have time, not money. You need to have time to invest for learning. But to survive, if you have to work 60 hours a week, you don't have enough time to study. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with the people in the labor market. So now the strategy to getting into IT and move up to AI should be, you know what? I'm going to do my best to learn as much as I can, but I'm going to target something realistic in the IT environment to get an IT job. I would say entry-level SOC analyst, security operations center analyst, or software test automation engineer, software quality assurance, or okay. I would say entry-level Java developer. These kind of things are realistic. There are jobs in the market, and it's realistic for you to learn in less than a year. So you can become expert in these topics in less than a year to be able to get a job that is really paying well. Now, so as I said, you cannot jump from being a waiter to data scientist or machine learning engineer, right? You use the second layer of your career as a stepping stone. Now, one more thing I want to share is, if you drive Uber for 2 years, you don't become a senior Uber driver analyst, because people driving 2 months Uber and 7 years Uber, like what is the competency difference in there? Like a 7 years experience with Uber driving is they have like, are they like became like, they become senior analysts? No, there's no difference. You're working in the restaurant for 2-3 years. Maximum you memorize the customer's name and all the menus, right? So you don't become a waiter, senior waiter analyst, okay? But what is fascinating about IT jobs is if you work a year in IT, 1 year in an amazing project, go to Kuzzat and Hamilton, go to Accenture, go to Capital One, work in a fintech project, go to Chase Bank, they're all innovating in a technology. You work in that project for 1 year, I promise you, that 1 year of experience, that 1 year of work experience that you learn while you're earning, because you're learning about software development, you're learning about problem solving, project management, right? You're learning about what business analysts do, what DevOps do, what database analysts do, what cybersecurity people do. Like you're learning everything end to end. That 1 year of experience while you're getting $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 pay, that 1 year of knowledge is greater than the most college degrees in the United States. You learn way more than you learn in the 4-year college. Therefore, it is more strategic to move into IT jobs and start working, building up your career. So now you're learning the fundamental of IT. You know how IT business work. You know how people hiring. You know how to move up in your project, right? You know how to do a user story at work, right? Now, from there, it's your fault if you say, no, I get $100,000 job now. I don't have to learn anymore for the rest of my life. I got comfortable. Somebody's going to come kick your ass. Therefore, it's your job when you get there. What's going to happen for the person who just moved up from a waiter job? Now you're no longer waiter in the restaurant. Now you're a entry-level software developer. What's going to happen is this. To make the income of entry-level software developer, that could range from $80,000 to $120,000. Some companies are insane. They're paying that money if they see you solving a big enough problem. Okay, that's the salary range. Now, I don't know for the waiters. I don't know. It could be like $30,000, $40,000. Now, there's people here. They have to spend more time to make less money, right? People in IT, they have to spend less time to make more money. Do you agree with that? Not anyone here, you work in IT, okay? Don't tell me you work 60 hours a week, guys. You work like 25, 30 hours maximum, right? That's how IT works. So now, all of a sudden, these people, once they move up from labor market to knowledge market in IT, they're probably doubling, tripling their salary by working less hours. It means more money, more time, because you have excess amount of time now. You used to have to work 60 hours a week. Now you have to work maybe 30, 40 hours. So when you have more time and more money, many people, what they do is they choose to go to Cancun. They go for ski. They spend $10,000 on vacation. Good for you. I'm happy for you. But most successful people, they know how to hold their temptation. What do you do now? You have time and money. Reinvest in your education. Learn more skill set. Now, you're in IT. You have time. You have experience. You have network. You have connections. Now ask your company to invest in your education. I don't know. Now from there, you can move up to machine learning, whatever, data science. I think that is more realistic path for people who want to get into IT and move up from there. But if you get into IT and just don't stop learning, somebody will do better than you and you'll become obsolete in IT too. So everybody needs to learn and you need to keep learning. So the moral of the story is this. If you're in the labor market, trading your physical labor for income, don't worry about if AI is going to overtake the developer's job. It's going to kill your job first. So move into technology before you're worrying about if the people won't have tech jobs anymore, okay?